Hey guys, it's Dakota here, and just got a list of all the ARMSageddon matches. So I want to start this off by saying Montana, a bunch of us Canadians are going to be down there. I'm sure you guys have heard it over and over. August 17th, ARMSageddon, International Instant is their slogan. I really enjoy the people who set this up. Dion, all of the production team behind this have done a great job. I can't shout them out enough. If I named them all name by name, it would take me forever. So I'm going to summarize this, just say thanks, guys. But yeah, it's going to be, I don't know how long this video is going to be. I might go off on tangents, whatever, but I'm just going to be talking about these matches. And this is kind of my final prediction video as I am leaving for there a day from now. So yeah, it's coming quick, guys. I'm super excited. So I'm going to kind of just go through them as a list. Ones that I think are going to be really fun. I might save to the end. I might not. I'm undecided. So just kind of going to rip through them. Prelim show starts at noon. First match is going to be Corbin Schaaf versus James Fear. Now, I don't know anything about James Fear. I believe that is Joe Fear's little brother from what I've heard. So it's a 230-pound weight cap, so he's got to be decently big, I'm thinking, if he's pulling Corbin, because Corbin's a pretty big kid. Corbin's great. I'm going to go with Corbin on this one just because I don't know much about James. I'll go 3-0 or 3-1. See what happens. Ryland Blackmore versus Chance Young. Now, this one was most recently added. It's a 190-pound cap. I watched both these guys pull last time I was in Montana, and I'm super excited. They both have a similar pulling style, and I think, this one's tough. I think Ryland is going to take it. I'm a little bit biased for Canada, but from what I saw from both of them, Chance's top roll was very good, but I think Ryland has a few tools in the tool belt, but this is going to be a close one. I'm going to go 3-2 Ryland. Jake Covert, I really like him. He's a good guy. I'm excited to watch him pull. Is pulling Casey Hoagland, I believe is how you say that last name, at a 200-pound weight cap, right-handed. All of ones I've said so far are right-handed, by the way, guys. I'm going to go with Jake on this one just because I know him. I don't know the other guy, and because I think he's awesome. Match number 4 of the night, we have Thomas Cyborg versus Luke Coate, right-hand 154-pound cap. I've pulled both these guys. I am excited for this match. I'm curious to see where Thomas is at right now, because from what I heard, he was saying that he wasn't training as much as he'd like to. I don't know what the situation is with Luke. I am going to favor Luke in this match, actually, just because of the leverage that Luke has over Thomas, and I think that might cause some problems. So I'm going to say 3-1 Luke. Sorry, Thomas, but I got to be straight up, man. Next, we have Jaron Blackmore versus Tim Geeb. I think that's how you say the last name. Sorry if I get it wrong. This is a left-hand one, which I think is interesting because I'm not too familiar with where Jaron's left is compared to his right. But I know Tim is also a newer puller, so I am going to favor Jaron in this one. I'm going to go 3-1 Jaron. Up next, we have Tim pulling again versus Zach Monroe, right-handed. Now, I train with Zach. I arm wrestle this guy all the time, and I'm telling you guys, if you don't know about him in the 154-pound class, you should. He's a killer. He's very good. I have Zach 3-0 in this one. Yeah, I think it's going to be total dominance, but who knows? Tim might prove me wrong. That's why this is so fun, you guys. Next up, we have Zach pulling again versus Nicholas Abel, left-handed. Now, Nicholas is super cool too, guys, and I have said it many times, but these guys I feel like are basically like north and south versions of each other, which is super funny to me. Zach's left is coming along. I know Nicholas's left is really good as well. I think this is going to be a banger, and this is one of the few ones that I have around the 50-50 area. I'm going to be rooting for Zach. Nicholas, I really enjoy him, but as he knows, I got to root for Canada, root for my boy Zach. So I'll go 55-45 Zach. This I could see being one of the closer matches of the day. We have Nicholas Abel versus Asher. This one is interesting to me. I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see how this one goes. It's hard for me to predict this one because I don't really know too much. Well, yeah, I don't know. I know Nicholas's left is his better arm. I'm trying to think of who Asher is right now. I feel like I've met him before. I think he was at the last Montana one. I'm going to go Nicholas on this one. I'll go Nicholas 3-1. It's just, that one's interesting to me. The reason why I think those are interesting as well is because Tim is pulling and then Tim's pulling again. And then Zach's pulling and Zach's pulling again. And then Nicholas is pulling and Nicholas is pulling again. When you have back-to-back matches, it can be a shock. Even though you're switching arms, you have to get ready. You have to redo your walkout. You have to re-hype up. Especially after you win a match, you do an interview, you can adrenaline dump. Something you have to consider. But we'll see how these guys handle it. I mean, it's going to be a fun event. The M Spot's streaming it. We're going to have lots of viewers. Our Red Leg Studios, I believe, is what they're called, is helping along with that. So it's just going to be awesome, guys. Next up, Joshua Wilson versus Francis St. Hilaire, I believe is the last name. Right-handed. I am very interested about this one because I know Francis is from Canada, but I haven't pulled him too much. He's from Calgary. I've gripped up with him a few times, but I don't recall. But Josh was my last opponent. You guys have probably seen that match. Maybe you haven't. He's very strong inside. He's a very strong puller. I showed him a few things after the match that I told him to kind of work on to keep his inside lane. I'm excited to see if he uses those properly because I think it's going to be very similar to our match in the sense of top roll versus hook. It's hard to say. I think it all depends on Josh's hand. I think if Josh's hand is there, he takes it. And if it's not, I think this goes 3-0 either direction, depending on if Josh's hand is there, really. So, yeah, I'm going to favor Francis because I believe he's got a longer lever. Josh is super awesome, though. So I'm just going to be happy to watch that one. It's going to be a good one. Match number 10, Mike Schaaf versus Miles Hutton. Both arms. So they're pulling both arms. So I'm going to go right arm, Miles. Miles just beat Mason in the overalls at a tournament, which I thought was very impressive. If he uses his hand properly, I think Mike is in a lot of trouble, unfortunately. I've told Mike what I think he needs to do to win this match. I'll always support my Canadian boys, but with predictions, I gotta be honest. I think Miles takes that one. I'm gonna go 3-0 or 3-1. Left-handed's more interesting to me. Mike's got a lot of power there, and Miles's left is not his right. So we'll see what happens with those matches, but I'll favor Miles with the right, and I'll favor Mike with the left. I'll make it interesting. Up next, we have Steve Legrid versus Levi Nagel. 242 plus. I can't think of Levi off of my head on who it is. I believe... Oh, okay. I'm going to favor Steve on this one just because I know Steve. I feel like if I saw Levi, I'd recognize him, but I can't think of it right now. I don't want to get too stuck up on it. Then match number 12 is Travis Robertson versus Levi, left-handed. I'm going to go with Travis. Travis has been on a tear lately. He's been looking really good, and I'm really excited to see what he does. This match I'm super interested for is a right-hand match. Following that is Travis Robertson versus Leif Sorensen. Leif is very strong. Got to after pull him at the arm bender. I was really impressed. He felt really good. But I know Travis has been training like crazy lately. Travis and I talk quite often. He sent me some of his lifts. He's right there with Leif in the lifts. It's just going to be a matter of can we convert that to the table. So we'll see. I'm going to favor Travis against Levi. And then Travis Robertson and Leif is also another one of those 55-45s for me. More like 50-50, but I'm going to favor Travis just because I want to see the Canadian guys succeed. Match number 14, Dustin Finley versus Len Houghton, right-hand 242 cap. I'll never bet against Len Houghton. I got Len 3-0. You got this, Len. There's an intermission after this, and then we get into the main event show. So now I'm not entirely sure, but I believe the main event show is more streamed. I believe it's streamed a little more professionally. I'm not entirely sure with that. I just know it's like the main event show, so they're doing a little bit more. We'll have to see what they do with that. First match of the main event show is Brianna Lee versus Sierra Rose, right hand. Brianna is Brian Parliament's daughter. I don't know how much she's been training or anything, so I'm not too familiar with where she's at. I know Sierra's very strong. She just had a very good match with Peyton Pickering. And I got to favor Sierra on this. Brianna may surprise me. I would love to see that. But as of right now, I'm favoring Sierra. I got it 3-1 or 3-0 for Sierra. The next match after this is one I'm actually really excited for as well. I'm excited for all these guys. I've been saying the same things for 10 minutes now. But Brad Prinz versus Kevin Playboy Roy. Now, for those of you that don't know, I'll give a little backstory on this one. Brad Prinz literally looks like Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Kevin Roy is like the biggest Stone Cold Steve Austin fan, like wrestling fan I've met in a while. So I'm just excited to see the antics that go on with this one. I think this is a very close match as well. They both kind of pull similarly, so it's going to be like power, see who's got the power. And from what I've heard about the walkouts and stuff, there's going to be some fun antics in this one. So stay tuned for that one, guys. It's going to be great. After this, we have Jared Freeman versus Andrew Quintana, right-handed. Andrew's been talking a lot on social media. Jared is the polar opposite of that. Jared is just to himself, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet in your life. So I'm curious to see how the antics go at weigh-ins and stuff. But I know when we hit the table, right? I know Andrew's left is crazy. I've seen videos of his left, but it's a right-handed match, guys. And just because of that, I am favoring Jared. I think Jared is going to bleed him and then get what he wants. I could be wrong. Andrew's power may be enough, but I'm going to favor Jared. I'm going to go Jared 3-1 on this one. Then I'm going to skip a match, and I'm going to go to Brian Parliament versus Chuck Young. This one is battle of the opposites, I think. And not like hook top roll, but Chuck is fast, explosive, and he goes right to the pin pad. Whereas Brian is very much a static hold, get his position and hold. And so I think that Chuck's going to get 1, maybe 2 off of his hit. But I think Brian's going to figure it out. He's going to have a lot of guys in his corner, a lot of people telling him what to do and everything. And I think that once he gets the lane figured out and he gets to stop, it's going to be just kind of a bleed. And I don't think Chuck is ready for Brian's hand. You have to grip up with Brian to understand. Brian, Darren Matthews, Matt Master, some of these guys that you have to grip up with them before you can understand their hand. So I'm going to go Brian 3-2 in a really fun match. That's another one to watch, guys. The rest of these are all ones to watch, to be honest. But, you know, I'm picking favorites here. Daryl Johnson versus Hunter Bratton. Now, this match was initially going to be one of Red Deer's guys named Austin versus Hunter, which I had Hunter as a huge favorite in. But Daryl has replaced Austin, and this is very interesting because I see this match going either way. I know how strong Hunter is. I've pulled him. He's very good. But Daryl is tricky, and he is just very torquey. This is another 50-50 for me, guys. I'm actually going to favor Hunter in this one. I'm going to go 57-43 for Hunter. But that one could go either way. It all depends on who shows up. 165-pound cap, right-handed. Next match, Joe Fear versus Patrick Rusick from Calgary. 230-pound cap, left-handed. I can't bet against Joe Fear, you guys. I've seen this guy pull. He's crazy. I've always wanted to grip up with him. He seems really cool. I'm going to hopefully get to after this event. But I got Joe as a favorite on this one. I'm going to go 3-1 for Joe. Possibly 3-0. Now we're jumping into the co-main event match, you guys. Dustin Houghton versus Ben Brooks. Now, I know how good Ben Brooks is. I've seen it. But Dustin's going to shock everybody. I'm very confident in this. I could be wrong, but I'm confident Dustin comes in there and gets what he wants, and his left-hand hit is going to be too much for Ben, and Ben is not going to be ready for it. I just don't think he is. I hope it's a good match, but I got Dustin 3-1 on this one. Yeah. Now, main event match. Dale Kodik, Niles Anderson. Now, these guys are very similar pullers. They just like to hook. They like to battle. And this is just going to be a who's got bigger balls match, you guys. They're going to sit in there, and they're just going to absolutely destroy their elbows. They're going to put on a great show for you guys. I've seen Dale's lifts lately, and he's looking very strong. I don't think I've ever seen Dale this strong. For that reason, I'm going to favor Dale. These hook battles, though, I've noticed can be back and forth. So I'm going to go 3-2 for Dale. It's going to be a lot of back, forth, back, forth. But, yeah. Canada is super excited to come down, Montana. We really appreciate us having us out. I know you guys are going to make us feel at home. So we're going to come. We're going to do our best to put on a show and whoop you guys. And then the last match I want to talk about, Dakota Shipton versus Dalton Waller. I mean, you guys have probably seen from all the podcasts and stuff. There's not much more I can say. Dalton is very good. I am very excited to see the best of him. I know he's coming to put it all out there. I'm coming to put it all out there. I cannot wait to just absolutely dive inside round one and see what this guy's hook is made of. Everyone's telling me to dodge it. Everyone's telling me to dodge it. I'm not one to dodge things that I'm told to avoid. So we'll see how he likes my setup, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, Dalton, show up. Be ready, man. That's all I got to say. That's my predictions, guys. Oh, I guess I didn't predict my match. I'm going to go me. I'll give Dalton 1. I'll be nice. I'll go 3-1. I have a feeling that I'm going to slowly become overwhelming for him as the match goes on. So, yeah, guys, feel free to comment. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm dumb. Tell me I'm silly. I'm excited to hear it all. But that's what I have, guys. If you're in the area, make sure to be there. There's going to be a lot of good pullers there. There's going to be some surprises. You're not going to want to miss it, guys. So, yeah, take care.